Justin on Monday, October 31st, 2022, looking at SPX. We just had a really, really choppy day. Inside day from the bigger move we had on Friday, right underneath the 100. Um, this is the smallest range candle we've had in a while. I don't think we're going to have too many of these like in a row here. There may be like a Fed thing or something on Wednesday. But I'm not even sure if tomorrow, like on Tuesday, if we'll move up into the 100. I don't know. This is just, just still looking at this. It's like I was completely wrong. I thought this was going to reverse. Friday totally broke out, made it up to the 100. And then today it's like, oh, here's a really small inside day. This is not at all what I thought we were going to do. So rather than me speculating, I can just look at like some of the candle patterns. So we gapped down. So yeah, we were up here, and then we gapped down here and ran down, and we were only kind of bouncing around the green line, and then ran up to this one, going back to drew in from last month. Um, we had some really nice. I'm gonna zoom back in on this. Let me do this. So we had a really nice kind of falling three-ish sort of thing, like here and here, and then like here and here, but more than three. So like it's just bookends. So like a big bookend candle like this here, and then another one like if you squint there, and then yeah, here and here. So it's just saying, okay, it's a continuation pattern, and then it continues on up and runs into this. It's like we're starting to push through this line. It's like I don't think we're going to go that much further. Got an inverted hammer, and if somebody took that and like made it all the way down there, that's pretty cool. When it was getting up here, it's like it shouldn't be that high. You know, when you say that, and then it just keeps on running, and you're totally wrong. It's like I'm not getting in this, not up here. But then when it retested that, it's like, oh, that would have been a great place to short with a stop up above it. And then I was kind of trying to picture like, okay, are we doing some sort of a fractal thing today where we have like a double bottom, and then we run up, and then we kind of have like a double bottom, and then we run up, like is there something that's going to kind of match up? Are we going to have this kind of bigger move, something like that later? And sure enough, we got like a hammer, inverted hammer, like that candle and that candle look a lot alike to me. Okay. And then we we did have a breakdown and then a retest into another hammer. So we didn't get the second hammer over in here at all. So that didn't really happen. Or you can look at it as being like, oh, here's an inverted hammer, and here's a really good inverted hammer. And then they both, broke down nicely after that. So maybe that's some of the fractal, but this was like a lower high from here. And this was the high. It would have been better if it had happened there. But all it is like, okay, how high could we get up into this level, later in the day? Are we going to do some sort of, what I was looking for is kind of something like this, and it's like, okay, when this breaks out, this is probably a false breakout. Yep, sure enough, we had a false breakdown, and then we kind of bounce back up. And if you draw this slanted a little differently, if I could draw without bumping something, draw this slanted a little differently, it's like, okay, this should roll over somewhere up here. I didn't think it was going to run this high, like almost up to that level there. But then, end of the day, I did not think we are going to break out. I thought we were going to have an end of day rollover. So I made it a little R on that. Um, but yeah, it just was a really, really choppy day. So if we go look at options, 38.75. I mean, there aren't even good levels. Like we kept breaking through the levels. So I don't really have a good thing to look at for this option. Here's the one where it had, really nice setup here, but you would have had to be in this like as that candle's breaking, or be ready to have some sort of a wider range on that retest. And the 38.75, I don't think would have worked. I think you would have needed your stop down below 4 or at 4. So buying 6x4 would have been like a 2R risk. And so that's just too much. Or you go to an option a little further away. But on a choppy day like this, the options further away are just not good. And then we kind of stepped down with the level. So like the low kept getting a little bit lower, a little bit lower. And then I did like this where it started to go really sideways through here. Kind of when it starts to hold some lows for a little while, it's either going to break hard down or break hard out. And in this case, so let's see, this was at 154. So 154, yeah, that was this. So all of this level here was holding that same high. Well, no, sorry, it was this high right here was holding the same low on the put, right around like 250. What's some of these lows? 240, 247, 255, 210. So it's like, okay, even if you had bought, let's see, this one, 210 again. So even if you were trying to buy like 250 by 150, that would be a good place to put on that risk, because if you're wrong, you're going to be wrong quickly. It's going to break out, at least get up to this line, and then maybe it'll reverse. But if it plays out like with a reversal, and so the best part of this was really just this signal that, okay, here's some some consolidation here, but then we went lower. So this was like a continuation pattern, bookends, should have gone up, didn't do that, broke down. And then we go back up and we get inverted hammer. It's like, just get in bearish. It's already signaling that it didn't continue when it should have. And you had a really nice hammer that triggered you in. If it retests back into that same range, just get in bearish. So if you had done that, then that would have been buying a put down here at like 250 and a stop down at 150. And then that just ran. That just had a really nice move. And then once it gets down here, and this lower wick where it takes out this low, man, that was a great place to be buying. But don't buy that candle, buy midway into the retest of it, ride that back up. And I missed that. And it's like, okay, we're gonna run up here a little bit. Let me look for that rollover. We got the rollover. So anyway, really job day. Not sure where we're going next, but hope this helps. This is Justin. Thanks.